As today we are going to study about the review of all 12 tenses. In this class we are going to study about all the tenses. This is the content list. Forms of verb we will be discussing introduction to tense, present, simple, past and so on. Okay, let's move on. This is the chart of the all tenses. We are having 4 categories in each tense, so it means that they are all together 12. So before studying the tenses, you need to know forms of verb. You know that there are 3 forms of verb. First form of verb, we also say it the present form, and we also say it the base form of. The second form of verb, we say it the past form. Past participle form is used in all the perfect tenses. We use the past participle form of verb. And in all the continuous tense, either we talk about the present continuous or past continuous or future continuous, so we will be using the fourth form of verb. This is the chart of the all tenses. We are going to study present simple, the structure formula of the present simple. This is here, subject plus base form of verb plus s, es, ies plus object adverbial. And the auxiliary we will be using in the present simple, these are do does. In continuous, this is the continuous chart, subject plus auxiliary verb plus ing form plus object adverbial. And the auxiliary we will be using is present perfect, subject plus auxiliary verb plus third form. Third form is the past participle form of verb. Keep it in your mind. Form, third form of verb plus object or adverbial. Has, have are the auxiliary of this sentence, of this tense. Perfect continuous, subject plus auxiliary verb plus ing form plus object adverbial plus since for. In the present perfect continuous, in the perfect continuous tense, we need to show the time intimation. So before the time intimation, we use 2 prepositions, since and for. After since and for, we intimate the time, we use the time. This is a present simple tense. We are going to discuss about the present simple tense. Simple present, we may say this is the action. Present simple is often used to express permanent situation, habit, routine work, feelings and facts. So this is the definition of the present simple tense. We also use this tense for our routine work and daily. This is the affirmative structure of the present simple tense, subject plus the base form of verb plus s or es or ies. This is the optional plus object adverbial. And this is here we are having the habits and routine works. In present simple, habits and routine works are highlighted. I brush my teeth. This is the routine work. Ali goes to the beach on weekend. This is the routine work on every weekend. Ali goes to the beach. So this is the repeated action. This is repeated by one another week. Facts. Ahmad works as a teacher. It is the fact, it is the general fact that he is working as a teacher. He works as a here. After Ali, we are using es. So Ahmad works as a teacher. Here we are also using s form. This is the s form of verb, and which we are using with the third person singular noun. She sings very well. This is the third person singular pronoun. She is the third person singular pronoun. Water boils at 100 degrees. She sings very well. It is the general truth. It is a general fact. And water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. This is the scientific truth. And with the, we are bound to use the present simple tense. Keep it in your mind. Here is the chart of the pronoun I, we, you, they, Ali and Sarah. I is the first person singular and we is the first person plural. Ali and Sarah, these are the 2 names. With all these conditions, we are using this form of verb. We are not using s form. If the subject is he, she, it and singular name, this is a present simple action. Here we are having the present simple state. State is highlighted by the to be. To be means your condition. Definition, it is used for condition, means your condition, your appearance. It is used for your condition, for your relation. Condition, the example of the condition here, she is the student of this class. This is the condition. So with the capacity, with the condition, we are using the present simple state. This is the state. And the structure formula of the present simple state is that subject plus state verb plus adjective slash noun. State verb, here you are having the state verb. Am is with the I we are using am, and with he, she, it or any name we are using is, and with we, you, they or plural name we are using are. She is the student, this is the condition, and he is my friend, this is the relation. You are not sick today, you should join class, this is the sickness. Characteristic, this is the characteristic. In the 4th sentence you can see Ali is very intelligent student in this class. This is the characteristic and the quality of the Ali, that he is intelligent. So with the characteristic we are bound to use, we need to use the present simple state tense. Okay, this is the present simple state, and this is the structure formula, and these are auxiliary verb. This is we may say it here because this is stating the state condition, so we may say it not the auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb is for the action. Here we are not defining the action, so it is the state verb, present continuous tense. By the name of continuous, you can easily understand that here there will be some sort of continuity of an action. Definition here: present continuous is used to express an action which is happening at the moment. At the moment means the present. Students, are you getting it? Understand? Present continuous is used to express an action which is happening at the moment slash at the time of speech, or an action which is in the middle of an action. In the middle of an action means you can easily understand that you are hearing me, you are listening to the class today. So this is the middle of an action. The action is going on. The action is going on. It is not completed. So this is the continuity of an action. In the middle of an action, in the middle of an action, you need to understand this. Middle of an action means the continuity of an action. The action is going on. Here, this is the affirmative structure of the present continuous tense. Subject plus auxiliary verb. Here we are saying, we are stating it the auxiliary verb, not a state verb, because a state is stating the condition, characteristic, relation, and sickness. Here this auxiliary verb is stating the action, and after auxiliary verb we are using the ing form of verb, then plus object and or adverbial. He is learning to make sentences. This is the continuity of an action, and after he we are using is the auxiliary verb. So here is the chart. With I we are using am, and with he, she, it we are using is, and with you, we, they we are using are. This is the chart. We, you, they, or plural name we are using are. So here they are watching. They is the third person plural. So after they we are using are. They are watching a really interesting series right now. He is not responding at the moment. It is raining outside. My elder sister is staying here in our house. One more thing is here, see the further definition. It is also used for future. Present continuous tense is also used for future aspect. So here there are two sentences for the future. For future, what are you doing tomorrow? And he is going to Canada tonight. Present perfect. Present perfect is used to express an action which began in past. It is used for the action which began in past and completed in present. See the other definition. It tells us about the past and present, and this is the structure formula of the present perfect tense. Okay, this is the subject plus adverb plus auxiliary verb plus third form plus object adverbial. So there are some sentences. There are 7 sentences over here. He has learned to make sentences. They have watched a really interesting series. He has not responded on his request. It has rained outside. My elder sister has stayed in our house. I have done the job. We have restricted them to entry. These are the example of the present perfect tense. In all these sentences, we are noticing that the action has been completed, and after this is indication that we have restricted them to enter. Restricted means this is the past participle form of verb, and we are using here past participle form of verb, and after we are using have. This is the chart. I, we, you, they, or plural name we are using have. He, she, it, or any singular name we are using has. Present perfect continuous tense. With the definition, present perfect continuous is used to look back over actions and situations which began in past and is still going on in present. Okay, for example, we will be noticing the example. We will notice the examples first. We need to see the structure of affirmative sentence. This is the structure of affirmative sentence. Subject plus auxiliary verb plus ing form of verb plus object or adverbial plus since form and plus time intimation. Have been we will be using same where we were using have. Same here we will be using have been. We will use have been with I, we, you, they, or plural name, and we will use he, she, it, or any singular name with has been. He has been learning to drive a car for 2 months. Here, the sentence is showing that to some extent the action has been completed, but it is still going on in present. So, still going on. That is why we need to use the time intimation here. This is the time intimation. Before the time intimation, we need to put the since and for. I want to mention here is where do we use since and where do we use for. Here, the time is you can say the time is in number. You can identify the figure of time. That how many months you can identify how many months. You can identify it 2 months. You cannot identify, since he submitted, you cannot identify how many times, and you cannot identify how much time. It is point of time, it is not the figure of time. This is the figure of time. 6 months क्या figure of time है? This is the figure of time, means that the time is, you can count the month, you can having understanding that how many months, you can easily understand that 6 months. So when you identify the time, when you are having the time in number, when you are having the figure of time, so you will be using 4. And when you are having the fixed point of time, this is the fixed point of time, since he submitted and since 2 p.m. it's fixed point. This is not the figure of time, and this is not, you may say that you cannot count the time. This is only the point of time. This is only the point of time, fixed point of time, that since 2 p.m. Okay, so here the time is not in number. Here in this sentence, the first sentence, the time is in number. He has been learning to drive a car for 2 months. And in the third sentence, they have been watching a really interesting series since 2 p.m. There is the time, but it is not. It is having the fixed time. It is having the fixed time. It is not having the figure of time. This sentence is not having the figure of time. He has been learning to drive a car for months. See the sentence, for 2 months. For 2 months, 2 is the figure of time. Principal has not been responding on his request since he submitted. There is not the figure of time. It is the point of time since he submitted. When he did he submit, we don't know. Okay, they have been watching a really interesting series since 2 p.m. Since 2 p.m. they have been. 2 p.m. is not the figure of time. Let me clear it. It is the fixed point of time. This is not the sentence is not like that for 2 hours, for 2 minutes. Okay, for 2 months, for 2 days. It is written over here since 2 p.m. Okay, please keep it in your mind. It has been raining outside since morning. Since morning is also the fixed point of time. It is not the figure of time. The sentence number 5. See the sentence number 5. My elder sister has been living in our house for 6 months. Okay, for 6 months. You can count the time over here. How many months? Okay, here how many hours can you imagine in this sentence? That they have been watching a really interesting series since 2 p.m. How many hours can you know? So here that this is the fixed point of time, and here this is the figure of time for 6 months. I have been doing this job for 15 years. I have been doing this job for 15 years. 15 years, for 15 years. 15 years is the figure of time.